Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to gorillawire.com. I'm Max Alfala, and I'm here today with Monique Simone. Monique, how's it going? You're all the way from California. My God, I'm all the way from New York. Welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about the origins of wedding bands.
The believed earliest origin of wedding bands were the ancient Egyptians used to weave different materials out of, I don't know, I don't want to make something up, but it wasn't gold or anything like that at first. And it was to signify love and relationship and status of that. And the circle was supposed to be for the infinite love, everlasting love. That's why, the ring was chosen. The ring finger, there's some differing stories on why that finger is significant. In Christianity, it was said that the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, and then they would put it on the following finger. In Greek mythology, I think it was that the Amoris Venus, something like that, the love vein ran through this finger, and science later found that wasn't true, but still, you can mythology.
So what finger does the love vein run through then? If it's not the ring finger?
I still choose to believe it runs through that finger, so I don't know. You'd have to ask whoever it was that was, but yeah. So, and some cultures actually wear it on different, and have over history worn it on different fingers, the thumb or the pointer finger. But we all know this finger as. So wait,
throughout history, some people had it on the thumb, and some had it.
That's what one of the articles.
And some also had it on the index. Did it say who had it on the thumb?
No.
Okay.
And I'm getting this information from a website called todayifoundout.com, by the way, just in case you wanted to kind of look into it too.
Yeah.
But the vena amoris, the vein of love, is what the Romans, actually, I said the Greek, but the Romans, correcting myself, called it vena amoris. But anyway, so over time with the Egyptians, they would weave it out of that stuff, and then by the time that one wore down, they would give them another one that was made of more durable stuff, and then it transformed, and then the gold was supposed to be, this finger in the left hand. People used it less. So in order to keep the ring intact and keep it nice, they didn't put it on the right hand, which more people are right-handed than left-handed. They put it on the left hand and the finger that kind of doesn't get used as much, I guess. And so there's all these little fun facts about the wedding band and its transformation over time. And actually, men did not used to wear wedding bands. It was more like you're my woman, that stamp, that branding of you're mine kind of thing. It was more like a possession branding thing. The man would give the woman a ring, but the man didn't sport a ring necessarily back in historic times.
So it was only the woman that wore the wedding band, and the man didn't.
Yeah, the man didn't always sport one. Now, of course, mainly the woman is ready to shoot her husband if she finds out that he wasn't sporting his, all the while she's sporting hers. So
right, yeah.
It's not that cool for it to be one-sided now in most relationships. But I think it is interesting how many people are choosing to be married and not wear their rings, and the reasons for that. And like mine, no one has a matching tattoo of this, by the way, but people are doing the matching tattoo thing on their ring fingers even now, and that's kind of gained some more popularity with famous people doing it and stuff. So I think it's interesting.
What famous people have been doing it?
I know Beyonce and Jay-Z have the little boom boom, the matching. I think that's right.
I'm just gonna throw my opinion on here. I feel like having the ring is better because you have something more tangible to hold rather than it being tattooed, where you don't feel it. You don't feel the weight of it.
You feel it when you're getting it done. I'll tell you that.
But yeah, true. I know. No, absolutely. It's very sensitive area. But what I mean is later on though, you kind of forget that you even have it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at least when you have the ring, you feel the weight of it, and you feel the weight of your commitment and your vows and your honor. So I mean, I believe the ring is better than the tattoo. But again, that's just my opinion. You know, like everyone has the right to their opinion. But
I think Beyonce and Jay-Z would do both. I'm sure she has a fat rock to put on top of that tattoo too. So
now, what about? Yeah, fair enough. But what about how about the diamonds and sapphires? How did all that come about? So we went from like a little twined twig around your finger, and then it's a gold ring. But how about like having jewels on it?
You know what? It did talk about too. I'm so tempted to bring up this. I am going to bring up the article, but it did talk about the first person who did a diamond instead of, because it was just bands, or they would engrave the bands with like fancy designs and stuff like that. But the diamonds did not come along until later. And
yeah, but
to credit that too.
But yeah, if you could just look that up. But as you're looking that up, I just want to say, but before diamonds became popularity, it used to be sapphires, rubies, and emeralds that used to be popular, and then came and then came diamonds down the road. And diamonds are actually a dime a dozen, but most people don't know that. And diamonds aren't actually really as valuable as people think they are. Actually, what's real valuable are yellow diamonds. Those are actually very rare to find. Regular clear crystal diamonds, which everybody wears around their ring, there's such an abundance of them, and I welcome people to definitely look into this. Who was the first person then that started using diamonds in the wedding ring?
According to the article that I was reading on todayifoundout.com, the first guy, King Maximilian I of Germany in 1477, proposed to Mary of Burgundy and offered her a diamond to seal his vow. So obviously now it's all the rage and the craze, and you can't, that's what normally, typically, most women don't want just a plain band. They want they want the rock on that thing, or the rocks, plural, on that thing. And you know what I mean? The bigger the rock, the more love he has for you, right? The more money he spends on that ring, the better off you are. Or that's what society likes to tell us anyway,
I like to lead you to believe.
And I'm guilty of it too, because I'll look at somebody's ring and the first thing you kind of think, you have to kind of train your mind to think otherwise, because we are sometimes so brainwashed by society. But I'll look at a woman's ring and, well, dang, she has money, or they have money. You know what I mean? You think that thought, and by the size of the ring, and little do you know, they could be cubic zirconiums, or he could have got, you know what I mean? You don't know. But just that thought of, like, if you see a little diamond, then it's like, oh, poor guy. You know what I mean? Poor girl. They didn't have it all together when they got that ring. And some people even upgrade their rings. Like, they have a starter ring, and then they're like, 10 years later or 20 years later, when they're more financially stable, they're like, let me add something to that for you. And they throw another rock on it, or they upgrade the ring, or whatever. But the plain band thing, I see it sometimes, but it's not as popular, obviously, for women to rock the plain gold band anymore. But they used to be happy rocking. What did we talk about? They used to make them out of bone and leather and whatever, material.
See, to me that's better, because it's more. I find it more original and more personal. Like to me, if you could personalize something, to me that's more valuable, because it's for that person, rather than just getting something that everyone gets for everybody else. Don't be a cookie cutter. Try being original. But again, that's just my opinion. That's what I think. So when I see everyone striding around with, diamond rings or whatever, I just look at it and I just like, all right, I'm not impressed by it. But again, I don't know, maybe I'm not a chick, and maybe I'm not like blown away by like sparkly things or glitter or whatever. But glitter always sells, and so I guess so do diamonds.
Glitter and gold, glitter and gold.
Exactly. It's actually silver and gold, but I know what you mean. It's like,
No, yeah, that is so true. That's so true. I agree with you. And I think the inscription idea, like the inscription in the inside of the ring, that's a really cool thing, because that can be super personalized.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
Whatever. If you guys have a saying that you share, that can be super. And I think that's a cool vibe.
And that's personal. And that's personalizing.
If I ever got remarried, I would put the little saying that's on the Game of Thrones, the My Moon and Stars. I don't know if you're familiar with that show, but whoever out there likes Game of Thrones, they have the little sayings, and their own language. Like, I looked it up how to say it and everything. I was like, I'm totally inscribing that on my next husband's ring, because that is the sweetest thing ever. Like, he called her Moon and Stars, and it was her son, and I thought that was kind of tight. So yeah, the inscription thing, that's the way to go, guys, if you're trying to be extra special.
But not only the inscription thing, but also doing something original. I mean, who cares? I say don't get her a diamond, get her a gem or an emerald or rubies. You know, to hell with the diamond. Everyone's doing that. To me, it's old, and it's time for something new. And again, this is just my opinion. I think diamonds are out, and rubies and emeralds and sapphires are in. Anything but a diamond. If you're going to get a diamond, get a yellow diamond, because a yellow diamond is actually worth more than a crystallized diamond.
Upgrade it.
Yeah, exactly. It's they're a dime a dozen. Don't get a standardized diamond. Get a yellow diamond. And all right, so we're going to end it on that note. Until next time, everybody. All right, boom.